Hello, welcome back to the Bookla channel. Today I will show you how to build a professional booking website for a football. Yep, that's me. Believe it or not, 30 minutes ago I was watching the football game. Like everybody else, I was minding my own business when this message appeared on the board. And of course I had to volunteer. But how could I expect the following?
Do you understand the mission?
Yes, sir.
We are landing now.
It seems like every day there is more football or soccer fields all over, but the booking websites are very bad. They're violating the UI and the UX standards of 2026. So I need to fix this. So if you're ready to build the most professional booking website, let's begin. The first thing that we need to do as developers is to understand what we're building. So it's always a good idea to go ahead and check what websites exist. So let's go ahead into Google Maps and find a few football field booking websites. I'm gonna go into a city that everybody knows, Miami, Florida. And then, since they don't call it football, they call it soccer, I'm gonna type soccer field. And the first one we find, it has 770 reviews, so it must be a good one. Okay, Stadio 95. The looks is not bad. I mean, it's a home stadium. We can feel the self-built look. Okay, important part. Let's go ahead and book a field. Book a field. What is this? Okay, so this is an example of the things we need to avoid. Because what if I go here and I type my name, my last name, then some email, and I say, I wanna rent the field. I want to go in 1 hour. And then I'm gonna say that I'm not a robot. I don't know, I'm gonna accept the terms, and then I'm gonna submit this. Good. Do you think we can go in an hour? Do we have a spot? Highly unlikely. This type of booking forms were okay maybe 20 or even 10 years ago, but not anymore. People today needs the instant assurance that their booking is processed. So let me show you my idea of a very modern booking web. This is what you should be able to do by the end of this video. In my personal opinion, this is how a modern website should look like, with a nice banner, very clear steps to take, some nice looking effects. For this type of business, it's very important that you add this logo banner. Why? Because stadiums most likely will have sponsors, and it's nice to put the sponsors also on the web. So here we go, the start of our website. The fields. We have junior field, medium field, and professional field. We also have upcoming events, our facilities, the locker, the lunch area, the bar, the restaurants. We also have some instructors and frequently asked questions. How does the booking process looks in this web? Whenever we go into junior field, for example, we see the picture of the field, we have some small description, and then we have this book me now or booking widget that is following me. If I choose the date and then the amount of time that I want to rent, I will see all the availability. Whenever I click on the availability, you will see that this drop-down menu is added. It's called Add-Ons. I chose these add-ons and I could have called them additional things. This is for the business owner to upsell services that he already includes, but nobody knows. For example, players. I found out that some webs actually charge more depending on the amount of people. I guess it's more wear and tear on the grass. They can justify it however. So 7 versus 7, it's free, but additionally after 7 you need to pay $5 per person. So you can sell those services already there. 10 additional dollars. Do you need to buy a football? Maybe you need to buy 2 of them. You can buy them. Do you need a private locker? Maybe you need 2 of them also. So as you can see, we can sell additional services. These services and these widgets are unique to each stadium. If we go into another stadium, another field, let's go into professional. So I felt like professional should have more professional services. Let's choose the duration. We need it for 90 minutes on a Thursday at 10 a.m. In this case, it's not asking how many players because it's professional, it's more expensive. We assume it's professional. In this case, you can buy a hydration station, but it could also be a hot dog stand, cookie service, massage after the game. You could add anything there. I also added a professional referee, and it's $90 per hour. So since we book 1.5 hours, he's charging 2 hours. I guess he's not splitting this. You can set it up however you like, but I set it to round it up because I assume the referee will not be content whenever you pay him like 10-minute installment. So he will charge per hour. You can offer those services, and you can also sell footballs. But you could also rent shoes, you could sell personalized shirts, you could do whatever you need with this. Great. Now that you know what we're aiming for, let me show you how to build this. I know there is uncountable ways to build webs. AI, WordPress, you might have your own style, but I'm here to show you the fastest way with the least amount of knowledge that will generate the best result possible. To save a lot of designing time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into framer.com, and then we're gonna click on new project. Here, we're gonna click on all templates. And then you can click on pricing and free if you like to filter out by free. Free ones are equally nice looking as paid ones. The one we're using today is called Gillette. If you want to use the same. Here it is. Yes, it was a golfing template. So you can preview this template, and a piece of advice, whenever you're previewing templates, forget about the colors, forget about the font, and forget about the pictures. You are looking for structure. Structure is what is the most difficult to build in any website. Colors, pictures, and text is very easy to replace. So this structure I really like. So because I really liked it, I clicked on use for free. And now here we are on the web builder. As you can see, the structure is there, and very importantly, it's already responsive to tablet and to mobile, which is an amazing feature that will save you a lot of time. So I'm gonna teach you how to replace the logo, the colors, the text, and the pictures. That's the only thing you need to do to this thing. Also, you can delete things you don't like this button. Deleting is very easy. Just hit delete. Now, the logo. The logo is part of a component that applies to all pages. So you need to click until you find the last part of this component, and you will find this picture here. You will click on image, choose image, and then you can just add any logo there. If the logo doesn't look perfect, you can click on crop and just remove the excess image that is taking place. If still doesn't look perfect, you can just drag and drop it to liking. Just like that, you replace the logo of the banner in all different pages. Now you need to learn how to replace text. Text in some areas is very easy to replace. You just double click there. What do you mean perfect your swing? Perfect your game. Elevate your game, perfect your skills, maybe then. Great, perfect your skills, elevate your game. Driving range, football field. Okay, now text, you know how to change. What about images? Well, if you click here and then you go to layers, you will spot the image right here. And in the same way you replace the logo, you can just choose here another image and then add it there. Nice. Now it's looking more like a football page. What about this little image? Just click there and look for another one that is much better. Great. Now, this text you can also replace in the same way, but this text is part of a collection, so it's very easy to edit all of them at once. I'm gonna show you how to do this part, and then we go into the booking component. So whenever you click here, you will see that on pages, services, they all look the same. They're all basically the same. They are part of one page that looks different depending on the title, basically, depending on the slug. But the structure is the same. It just changes the text and the pictures, which are part of a CMS collection. You click here, and then you click on Edit CMS. And as you can see, we have the 3 pages, and all of them have the whole content here or here. If you click here, you can see the whole content of these pages. So let's do one, for example, golf training, the first one, and then we're gonna call it junior field. Professional golf training. Nope. Professional soccer training. Picture. We need junior field picture. This one could be junior field, but I don't like that one too much. So let's make this one junior field. I think that was the original one I chose. Now, regarding this text, you can take all of it and replace it. It can be the same length, it can be bigger, shorter. So for example, perfect place to play. And here you can say the best on the city. And just like that, we will change one of the services to junior field, and then it has perfect place to play with a very nice, huge typo. So we go back to Edit CMS, and we correct it right here. So that's how easy you can edit the whole web. Whenever you are done editing pictures and changing the text, you're gonna have something like the following. So we're gonna go back here into my dashboard because I have one in which I replace all the pictures, but we still need to add the booking component that we saw in the first page. So whenever you replace all the pictures of your CMS, you're gonna have something like this. But what about the service page? Yeah, everything is nice, but what about this thing? We need to add a booking component there. How do you do that? Let me show you how to do that right now. Like I said before, there's many ways to build everything on IT, but a booking component is not the easiest of them to build, taking into consideration dependencies, agendas, payments, different schedules, and all of the things that can go wrong and all of the things that you have to put together. That's why we're using a booking engine. As booking engine, we're going to use Bookla. You get there through bookla.com. Once here, you can create an account or sign in. And whenever you arrive to this portal, you should find a brand new company like this one, Football Field. Here, we need to add two main things: resources, which is the entity that provides the service, in our case the fields, and services, which is what we're offering to the public. So I'm gonna start by adding the three fields that we have. The first one was junior field. After we give it a name, the only thing we need to do is add working hours. So let's say that junior field is open from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. because in the morning nobody's there or people has already rented for some lessons or whatever. Regarding the days, if you choose one day, you will limit to those days, but if you don't choose any, it will apply to all the days. We already created one resource with working hours. I'm gonna go ahead and add medium field, add the working hours, which this one is from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. And then we need to add the professional field. Again, with the working hours that this field is operating from 10 a.m. until maybe 4 p.m. By the way, you can add hour break. For example, if I click here in this plus arrow, now I can add from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m., for example. And if I save changes, then they work from 10 to 4 and from 5 to 8. Great, now we have the three resources that are providing the service. Now we just need to create the services. So, junior field. Very important that when you choose the type of services, for this specific case is flexible. This means that it will allow you to buy different time increments. If it's fixed, it will be just one fixed duration, and then days and tickets is for other type of events. So we click next, and then we need to choose the time intervals of the booking. I'm gonna choose 30 minutes because we want to allow people to rent every 30 minutes in 30-minute increments. And the booking policy, it can be instant, so whenever you click book, you have book. It can require a confirmation, so somebody physically needs to confirm every booking, or it can require a prepayment, so as soon as you pay, you can book. For now, let's leave it instant. Once we create the service, we need to link it with a resource. So junior field goes with junior field. Then we can add a pricing. Before that, we need to add our currency and the tax rate. I always like to use 10% because I like to believe I live in a nice place. Okay, let's go ahead and add the pricing. The duration comes by default at the same time increments as you chose before. So every 30 minutes, how much will it be? That's the price we're setting. So every 30 minutes will cost $60. And then the minimum duration you can hire is 30 minutes, but you can set this to an hour. And the maximum duration, I will say 4 hours. Great. And then we create. If you want to add dynamic pricing, you can click here and then add a higher price of maybe $80 with the same constraints, minimum duration of 30 minutes and maximum duration of 4 hours. If you set a higher priority and then you limit this to only Saturdays and Sundays, these days it will be more expensive. You can also limit this by hours. For example, after 6 p.m. is more expensive. So you can have dynamic pricing just like that. Now we have created a service. Let's go ahead and do the other two. Medium field, flexible type, 30 minutes. And we can link it with the resource medium field. Now for pricing, again, currency and taxes. and then we add the prices. So medium field has to be like $120 every 30 minutes with a minimum duration of 30 minutes and a maximum of 4 hours. Create. You can also add dynamic pricing to this field if you like. Let's go ahead and create the last one, which is professional field. Also flexible and the same constraints. 30 minutes. We repeat the operation, we link it to the resource, and we add the pricing, taxes, and the rules. Minimum duration 30, 4 hours, and the price of this one will be 250. Great. And just like that, we have resources working. How do you test this thing if you don't want to integrate it into the web yet? Let me show you how to do that. To do that, we're going to go into component.bookla.com and we're going to find the Styler app. The Styler app allows you to preview your booking process of whatever you're doing is working properly before you integrate it into your web or your app. To link it is the same way we're going to link it to our web. So we choose the region of our server, and then we need an API key, a company ID, and a service ID. Let me show you how to get those right now. We come back to Bookla platform and click on developers. We're getting the API key. Then here, we're going to click on create API key. We're going to give it a name, football, for example. And we're going to allow only client access. If you grant other accesses, then people could hack your website. I don't recommend that unless you're using like some agent or AI that needs to be linked with the internal usage of your portal. We create this API key and then we need to put it in a secure place. So I'm going to create a new node and add it here because it will only be displayed once. We copy this and we add it into our styler. Now we need the company ID, which is right here in the name of the company on the top. We have that one, and we need a service ID also. So we go to services, and on top of the name, there is the service ID. And just like that, boom, we have our styler working. If we buy the time increments, we see how the prices changes, for example. And then this is Wednesday, but on the Saturday, it will be 240. On the Wednesday, it will be 180. So we know that the dynamic pricing is working properly. On theme, you can play around with the background color, padding, border radius, all the things that you need to do. Let's leave it white for now. Under config, you can hide the resources, for example, or you can change the text to hello. Not recommending to add hello there, but you get the point. Here also you can enable the add-ons, which are important, enable promo codes if you want to sell promo codes or use promo codes, and then you can test that everything works. Up to this point, you have a working booking component, but let me show you how to take this component to the next level. You can integrate this one into your web and you will be done. But if you want to look like a rockstar, let me show you a few more tricks. Notifications, cancellation policy, all the things that need to happen while the booking is being processed. Back to our Bookla platform, we're going to click here on plugins and then add plugins. In this marketplace of plugins, don't be concerned, it's not a marketplace because they're all included in Bookla. So we're going to start adding the things that we need. So I'm going to start with email notifications. I'm going to click on add and then I'm going to confirm, and you will see it right here. This is the first plugin that we're going to take care of. It's very important so people don't have to call the business owner and they're aware that their booking is confirmed. The way it works is that we have merchant clients and reminders. These are template holders, and then we have some settings. I like to take care of the settings very quickly. So we need to add a reply to email. If you have your own domain and you want to add it here, you can change the name of the sender's email, and you can use your own email and name of your company as sender's email, but beware that you must have your own domain. To do that, you just click here, add the domain here and the business name there. Okay, let's take care of the reminders. We're going to create a client template, and then we need to make sure that client is selected. The event type is whatever will trigger this email. So you make sure that booking confirm or whatever you're intended to create is selected. And here we have the template of the email itself. We can change it however we like using variables. These words that you see inside brackets are variables, and they will take the place of real data whenever the email is sent. So I'm going to go ahead and include this variable on the subject line. Hello, Felix. It will use my name. Your field is ready. for example. And then, dear Felix, your booking has been confirmed. And then it says booking details. Service, and it will take the name of our service. Resource, it will take the name of our resource. And then the start date, start time, and end time, it will take the real data. So I'm gonna change this structure, but I'm gonna keep the variables. You just booked junior field or whatever field. And then I'm gonna say for, you just book small field for, and it will say the name. I'm gonna also say thanks a lot for choosing us. I'm also gonna add an address. If you need to find us, follow this link. And then we're gonna go into maps, find our business right there. Let's imagine that our business is this building. Oh, very nice business. We copy the address and we put it in our template. And we create the template. Just like that, now we took care of communications. Every time the booking is confirmed, the client will receive an email. Please have in mind that email notifications can use a lot more variables, conditional logic, metadata, and many more things. It's a very extended topic. We have a full tutorial on it. Let's integrate payments now. Now let's take care of payments. I'm gonna use Stripe because it's one of my favorite gateways. Payments, it's optional like everything that we're doing, but it's highly recommended. This will reduce the no-show ratio a lot. So we're gonna click on start connecting and we need a secret key. To find that, we're gonna go to stripe.com. And once you're inside the Stripe portal, you're gonna click here on developers, then on API keys, and then on secret key. Whenever you have that key, go ahead and put it back into the place. Now we need success redirect. We can find those in Framer. We have a success page, a failure, and a cancel redirect. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this link from here. Let's go ahead and open the page because I couldn't copy from there. So now we need the failure, which is this one. And we need the cancel redirect, which is this one right here. So with these three things, we can go ahead and connect. If you're into deep IT, you can use URL templating. This will serve you to send data using the URL link of the payment gateway. But with this is more than enough. So now we can go ahead and take care of cancellation policy. To do that, we're gonna go here and we're gonna click on booking rules. We click on that and then we open these booking rules right here. The first thing that we need to do is add a cancellation policy and then a rescheduling policy. This will save a lot of time for the business owner. I'm gonna call mine cancellation policy. And here is how it works. Depending on how many hours before the event happened, you can set up a refund. This will happen automatically and nobody have to be concerning anybody about the money back or whatever. The rules is the rules. So the standard of this cancellation policy is 24 hours before the event, you will get 100% back. But you can make this as long as like 100 hours or 1,000 hours. So I like to use 48 hours, you will get 100% back. But for example purposes, I'm gonna use 95 so we can see the difference. And then you can add another rule, 24 hours, you will get 50% back. And if it's less than 24 hours, you will get 0 back. Now we need to add rescheduling policy. We create rescheduling policy, we call it rescheduling policy, and then there is no partial rescheduling. So we're gonna leave it at 24 hours. Maybe I'm gonna be more flexible, 72 hours, since we're not losing the money, right? And then finally, you need to add some contact details here. I'm gonna add my email, a phone number, and then we need to add a message because this will display in the cancellation policy. Our working hours are from 10 to 5 from Monday to Friday. Great, that's more than enough. Now we just got rid of a headache for the business owner. Cancellation and rescheduling happening on its own. Now let's finish with promo codes and upselling so we can integrate all of it into the web. Before we add the promo codes and the additional services that we will upsell, we need to do something else with the email notifications. Since we enable refund policy, we need to give the customers the ability to click and find how to manage their bookings. So we're gonna go to our template, we're gonna click on edit, and we're gonna add a variable. To manage your booking, click here. To find this special variable, I'm gonna go into docs.bookla.com And here you can find all the information about every single thing, API integrations, complex things. So for now, I'm just gonna go into plugins, email notifications, and notification creations. And here we have all the different variables that we can use. I'm looking for the very last one. This is a very special one because it will grant the power to whoever has it to manage their booking. Beware that you don't copy any extra spaces and all the brackets are there. We save the changes and now we can go back to add the promo codes. We click on it and then we go to promo codes. Creating a promo code is super simple. We just need to create the code. So let's go ahead and call one ball. A title can be discount. Description is optional. And here is how it works. We can use it by percentage or by fixed amount. So I'm gonna use a fixed amount of $20. We can also add special rules. So a different service, for example, junior field will have a different discount. It can also be percentage or fixed, but I'm gonna make for junior field only $5 discount, since this service has very little margin, for example. We can also limit and customize this promo code by amount of usage and by only allowing one of the many services. If we don't select any, it's gonna apply to all. We create, and just like that, we have created promo codes. Very nice for promoting. Let's go ahead and take care of the service add-ons. This is what's gonna take the booking component to the next level. So we go to service add-ons and we click on create add-on. There are two types of add-ons. There are single add-ons like football purchase, for example, so you can purchase a football. But there is different types of add-on, for example, beverage, and you can buy Coca-Cola, water, or champagne, and it will be a drop down of options. So let's create single add-ons first. This is going to be hydration station, for example. For $90, we will put some water cooler there for the kids to drink. Great, we create the add-on. Let's create now a group add-on. First thing, we give it a name. It's gonna be players. And then we have two members of this group. We need to add more members because remember that we have more than two types of amount of players, if that's something that you can say. So the first member will be 7 versus 7 and it will cost 0. The second member, it will be 8 versus 8 and it will cost 5. This also includes 10% tax and is included. The member 3 will be 9 versus 9 and it will cost 10. And so on and so forth. This one will cost 15 and it will be 10 versus 10. And the last one will be, yes, you guessed it, 11 versus 11 and it will cost 20 with taxes included. So all of them have taxes. No, this one doesn't have. So everything correct and we create the group add-on. Now we can continue to add more add-ons. For example, football purchase, and we can add maybe like snacks and drinks. For $20 you can get 2 snacks and 2 drinks. Remember the taxes, 10% included, and always add a maximum quantity because you don't know who will buy a million of these. Let me also add a maximum quantity to the football and include the taxes and the price, which I didn't. Right? Footballs is like $29. Save. Here we can make sure that everything is correct and we save. Now we need to link these add-ons with the corresponding service. For professional, we are gonna do the hydration station. For medium field, we're gonna do football purchase and amount of players also. And for junior field, we're gonna do snacks and drinks. And we also can have football purchase because kids will lose the balls. Great! With all these things, we can go ahead and integrate everything on the web. If up to this point you have any doubts, please let me know down here in the comments. Me or anybody from the team will reach out to you ASAP. Now, let's bring this thing to life. We're about to fulfill the mission. To integrate this thing on the web, we need to go to the service page right here. And then remember that this is a CMS collection. We have 3 different pages that are basically the same template with different information. So here is where we're adding our booking component. To find our booking component, we need to go to Plugins, Browse All, and then Browse Plugins. Here we will type Bookla. Click Enter, and is this one on the left. We click on it, and then we click on Open Plugin. And then we're gonna click on the project that we want to run it. It will automatically appear here, and remember that you need to choose the correct type of booking component. We use, flexible. I heard you. No, I didn't. I wish I could. Okay, now you can drag and drop this thing there or here, but that's not what we're doing. We're gonna replace this box, all of it, with our booking component. So it's much easier to just get it into place. Replace with Bookla flexible. And this one, we can get rid of it. Just like that, it's there. Let's see, something is sticky. It's sticky, great. Okay, now we need to style it a little to make it feel native, because right now it feels like it doesn't really truly belong there. The first thing I'm gonna do is make it smaller, and then we're gonna try to match the colors. The first thing I'm gonna change is this color right here, which is inside item. This is the items, and then the brand color. I'm just gonna choose the primary of the web right here. The same with the button, which is right here. The background color of the button will be the primary color. And now to make it even nicer, we can also edit the text. Small details matter a lot. So the primary text is a very dark color, so we better choose a very dark green. And then the other is some kind of grayish, which looks like this. So we're gonna replace this for this kind of grayish green. Just like that, our booking component fits the style of the web. We can also change the font and many other things. I would like to hide the resources. Here, hide the resources. Visible, not visible, and very important, we need to enable the add-ons, yes, and we're gonna call them additional things or additional items. Additional items. And then we can call these total extras. Total for extras, because it's a different math. Great. We also need to enable promo codes. So here on the code field, we're gonna type yes. This will allow us to use the promo code. Now the only thing left is, before we connect it, since we're editing the main component for all 3 pages, I'm taking care of everything that will be replicable in all of the pages. The duration, we will set it up to 30 minutes. The minimum duration, remember, is not 1 hour, so it's important that we set this to 0 and the minimum duration to 30 minutes, as well as the maximum duration of 4 hours. Now, with this, we can connect it to the Bookla account. I'm using the European server. We need the API key. Did you save it? I hope you did. I did. Here it is. And we add it right here. Now we just need the company ID, which we can get back in Bookla on top of the name of the company. Copy there. You already know this. And we need a service ID. But Felix, you told me that this information is shared among all components and each service ID is different. Yes, it's different. That's why we need to take an extra step. We're gonna go to the CMS collection one more time, and then we're gonna add a field. Here, collections field, we click plus sign, and then we're gonna add a plain field. We're gonna call it service ID. And just like that, if we look here, now we have an empty placeholder for our service ID. So let's go and fetch those. Junior field. We need junior field. We copy the ID and we put it right there. Junior field ID, done. Medium field ID, medium field ID, done. And professional field. Oh man, I feel like we're getting close to the end of this video. It's always a sad thing. For me, not for you. And now we can set the service ID as a variable. Set variable, service ID variable. And just like that, everything should be working now. There it is. It's working. How do we know that this is working? Well, it's the most expensive one. It's 250 and it's professional field. It also has the hydration station, which was the only one that had this station. Let's check our promo code ball. It's working. It's deducting the right amount. Yes, it's deducting $20. But what if we type vol? It will not work. It's also good to make sure that other promo codes are not working. So let's test the other one. This is the medium field. Ooh, medium field. What's going on with medium field right here? Okay, it's probably nothing major. So if this happens to you, it's okay. Medium field should have the variable there. And let's see on the CMS. Medium field. What happened to the variable of medium field? I could swear I added. Did I add it? I will check the video later. Maybe I added but I deleted or something. Medium is there. Yeah, working like it should. We can select the amount of players and we can also buy a football and we can use our promo code. Great, only one more to test before we can publish this thing and see it in real life working. Also working good because the snacks are there for the kids. Amazing, just one more step to take. Update the changes and take this thing to life. Okay, my friends, this is what we built together in this little amount of time. We should be a team. We should be the Northern Lights web builders. Let's make a purchase. Imagine for a second that you build this web and the owner said, no, I don't want to take payments. And then he says, yes, I want to take payments. Now you have to do something else, which is not as simple as what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go here, settings from instant. Remember what I said at the beginning? We could change this quickly. Well, is this quickly enough or do you need more quickly? Prepayment in all of them so we can test the refund and the payment gateway and all of these things together. The email notifications, the cancellation policy. Let's reload the web and make the payment and the booking itself. 2 hours, 180 on the Friday, 240. Great, working dynamic pricing. Football, we need snacks and we test the promo code. Wait a minute, it's only deducting $5. Yes, because that's what we wanted. Remember, this is the smaller outlier of the promo codes. Continue. Our data. And our email. Haha. Payment gateway works, my friends. Don't try to copy my debit card, it's a fake one. It only works on Sandbox Stripe, which is the playing scenario for you to test many things. Let's play. Yep, it's working. What about the email? We have an email. Hello, Felix. Your field is ready. The variable with the first name is working. Booking details, you just book junior field. Nice. For Friday, June 12th. Great. Now we can find the address of this field. Oh, what a nice field. Great. And then we can manage our booking. This booking allows to cancel with a 50% refund. This means that it's between 48 and 24 hours before the event. That was the rule we set. If it was sooner than 24 hours, it will be 0. And if it was longer than 48, it will allow 95% refund. Great. We can cancel this booking, but we cannot reschedule because we set a rule of 72 hours. In order to test that, we can make one last booking because why not? We build such nice web that we better book ourselves as much as we want. Okay, so Wednesday the 17th, very far into the future, 1.5 hours, official game, hydration station, and promo code all at once. We continue and data. I'm gonna make this one super fast. Nice. Do we have another email? Yes, we do have another email. But this time, you can reschedule this booking. You can cancel this booking with 95% refund, and this is the information. Only working hours, the information we provided. This booking component doesn't stop working whenever the booking is done. It continues to aid the business for cancellation, for rescheduling. So let's reschedule. We can reschedule anytime, any date in the future, and we can confirm that. Or we can just cancel. And sorry, cancel the booking. This booking is canceled. If this is not a great booking component, I don't know what it is. Well, my friends, by now you should be able to build a professional booking website for this or any other type of business. If you would like to see part 2 of this tutorial where we integrate subscriptions, gift cards and many other things, please let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And if you have a friend that doesn't know how to build a booking system, don't let me know in the comments. Send them this video, please. If you found this video interesting or helpful, please share a like with us. And don't forget to subscribe to the Bookla channel so you can stay up to date with the latest releases. I really enjoy making this video for you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time. Bye.